We are doing one final battle between these two. CA glue finish and a UV resin finish. Which one will take it? And which one should you stop using? Let's get into it. Here's day one. As you've seen before of how we finished these rings, check out the video last week. You'll see exactly how we did up the application for both of these finishes. And this day one video is actually one day after we started wearing these rings. And we only wore them for 7 days. We did everything with a wood ring that you should not do to test it out, just so we can put it to the ultimate test. After the very first day alone, the CA finish edges started to fade a teeny bit. You can kind of tell. It's hard to tell in the video, but they started to fade just a teeny bit. This was just regular hand washing in a shower and things like that. UV resin finish after the first day still looked brand new. Nothing too worrisome about it. But here is day one. And again, we did everything that you should not do with a wood ring. We used hand sanitizer every time we saw one, which now is a lot. We washed the dishes with them into some heavy degreaser soap every day. We went to the gym with them, scratched them on these bars and weights. And after 7 days, here is the verdict. This is the CA finish. You can tell there's many indents. The edges are starting to fade. Even up into the center of the ring, it's starting to come off a little bit. I would say that the hand sanitizer reduced how thick the finish originally was. And when we got into the weightlifting and other yard activities and things like that, they started putting many dents into the ring and a lot of scratches. It didn't hold up well, but most importantly on the corners is where it got ravished the most. The edges for the CA actually held up really well. It's not peeling on the edge, it's not coming off. It's really just on the top that it did the worst. The inside and the edges still look just like day one. The top and the corners, huge dents, large scratches, and then finish starting to fade a little bit. I think that applying the CA, actually, I mean, this would be the same with a UV or CA. I think the trick might be making the edge and corner much thicker than the ring all the way around. So here is the UV. We have the same problem. It's scratched and dented probably just as much. We know it's a little bit stronger, a little bit harder than the CA, and so it didn't get beat up quite as much. Where the CA started to fade and come down a little bit and lose some of its thickness, the resin didn't really lose any thickness from anything. It just got scratched up, really deep scratches. I think a light sanding on the top of this actually would just buff those right out without any extra coating. The main problem with the UV resin, though, was the edges. And this is the problem that I've always had with UV. Once it starts to peel, it's just going to keep peeling. So the edges all peeled off first. And this was after just 7 days that it started peeling off. From the edges, the inside started to peel off too. I mean, once this is all peeled, your wood is now exposed to water and all sorts of things like that. We didn't have any water damage in our wood yet, but it would happen if we kept wearing these rings. The peeling went from the edge to the inside, so the inside started to peel as well. I think, again, the only way to maybe avoid this would be to make the edges and the corners thicker, like really thick, so that it doesn't have any weak spots in the corner. I do wonder also if it might be worth finishing the inside and edges with a CA and maybe the exterior with the UV, which holds up better. I don't know how exposed the UV would be at that point though to start maybe peeling from the top. Might be worth a try. I think overall you just need to take care of a wood ring. You can't make a finish that is going to hold up at all. It doesn't exist. So if you're making wood rings and sending it out there, you need to also be sending out care instructions. Make sure people are taking care of it, because that is the only way. That will be the best finish. Either of these finishes don't matter if the person that you gave it to is taking care of it. So that's that. There is no winner. I think they equally have their own faults and are okay. If you've seen my last video, my stance still holds. The CA fades. When it fades, it just kind of disappears and exposes the wood, where the CA or the UV resin starts to peel and just completely comes off. So as far as that knowledge, use what you will. I think I will still use the CA in most cases. There are some cases where I'll use the UV, but it really just depends. Thank you guys for watching this week. We will catch you next time. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button there. That helps a lot. Check out all of our supplies in the bottom of the video. We do have the Flex CA that you can use, and then we have a link to the UV resin that we use in this video as well. Have a good one.